Man, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy DJ Anonymous with another episode of Sports Biz Music, the podcast. And man, it's been a minute since I recorded anything on TikTok, especially with Sports Biz Music. But I just finished eating my brunch, and I was scrolling on social media. And I've seen this post like for like the 10th time in the last, I want to say, 2 or 3 years. And it talks about, they got Robert Ory and James Harden. And it says, would you take $53.7 million and 7 rings, go home with that? Or would you go home as a legend, $500 million? Now, at first, me, I'm like, I take the 500 million because that's a lot of money. But then I had to rethink about it. I'm like, all right. First of all, I went to the league, to the NBA, where a lot of players don't even make it. But I became one of the greatest role players ever, which is in Robert Ory, Mr. Big Shot. And I won championships with Houston, the Lakers, and the Spurs. And my thing is, I never was a superstar or even an all-star, but I was a great role player. And I won 7 championships, and I made clutch shots. And I took home $53 million, down there $54 million when I retired. I'm taking that. And I'll tell y'all why. Because, I want my kids and my grandkids and my great-grandkids to look at, the achievements I've done over time. And plus, if you're a smart person, like I know Robert Ory, he probably done a lot of great investments and stuff, outside of basketball. That $53 million probably is worth maybe at least $200 million right now, at least, or maybe a little bit more than that, depending on what he invested in, and and plus he's an analyst right now, so someone like a Robert Ory probably not spending crazy money like that. But I just feel like I take that, and then also to continue this conversation, which is it's the same topic, but different topic at the same time, is that it's yes, I won't say it's a different topic, because this is why I wanted to talk about this. I feel like sports been watered down for the last 15 years. Because I remember when I was younger, when I was a jit, the main goal was to win the championship, at every level. And I felt like once money became a priority, you haven't really been seeing that a lot. I mean, you see it from a few players. That's why, sometimes, when you think of the greats of this era, like it's a LeBron and Steph Curry, specifically them two. When I think about them two, and then of course like the Kobe's, the Jordans, the Birds, the Magics, the Kareems and everything, they wanted to win championships. Championships mattered. And I feel like in this generation, they don't really look at that. They look at the money. Now, I'm not saying every player in every sport is like this, because of course there are players, like a Patrick Mahomes, that wants to get back to win the championship. You know what I'm saying? They're like the Tom Brady that won championships, that wanted to win more. I just feel like when I look at these comments and stuff on a post like this, I just feel like, sports like just got watered down like by the consumers and by the players. Like I remember growing up, it was like you wanted to play to win, not to play, yeah, to get your money and stuff like that. Like for example, there's certain situations where you play on the team suck, and you can't do nothing about it. Get your money, but you still want to win. Like look at Allen Iverson. AI. He went to the finals, and I feel like when he went to the finals, even though he lost, he still wanted to go back. AI didn't really. I mean, everybody care about the money, but I just felt like the priority was to win the championship. You know, and I feel like to this day he regrets not winning the championship. Look at Patrick Ewing. Like the Knicks just won a championship this year, so for him to be around that, even though he retired, Hall of Famer, great career. He been there twice but never won it, but to still be around that and see that history tells me that, that people care about winning championships. I just feel like this whole thing about ring don't pay bills and stuff, all that bullshit, man. Like, cause you gotta think about it. When all these athletes win championships, what happened? They get more endorsement deals. Cause people not even thinking about that. People just thinking about the main contracts. Like for example, you can't compare Robert Ory to James Harden because that's a role player versus a megastar. Versus a one of the legends. To ever do it. But who says that? Who knows that Robert Ory probably had small endorsement deals with local businesses, or even I think he was in a few commercials back then. Not a whole lot, but I think he was in a few commercials. I'm trying to remember because Robert Ory, that's throwback. You know what I'm saying? But just like when you think about hip hop and stuff like that, it's at one point where people didn't give a damn about the Grammys, not because they didn't care about winning, that particular, awards. Is that, we all know how the Grammys was, especially back in the day where it wasn't as diverse as it is today. That's why I respect it a little bit more today, because you got more people that it's diverse. It's very diverse compared to 15, 20 years ago. But like when you win an award like that, or when you win like a Tony or Golden Globe, that's a championship for actors. That's a championship for artists. And you start seeing them get in the door. So when you win a championship, in the NFL, when you win championships, in the NBA and MLB and all that, you're gonna get endorsed. You're gonna be in more commercials and stuff, especially, if you're a superstar. Even if you're a role player, you may even be a part of the superstar, with their commercial, what they got going on. I just feel like sports in general, like I can't pronounce it right now, y'all. Don't judge me. But the importance of being a sports athlete, or being, an athlete in general, just got watered down, man. It's just, I don't respect it like that. I don't respect it no more, man. Like, y'all remember back in the day, whenever someone, like, they win a championship, they appear on Wheaties and all that. I just feel like this generation don't understand, like, the power of winning a championship, Like, not saying that, like, if they don't win a championship ever in life, and, they said their career can be, unsuccessful. Like James Harden, to me, he can retire today. He'll still go down as one of the greatest, small forwards ever. Not small forward, I'm sorry. shooting guards ever. Will he be top 4 or 5? Yeah. I mean, AI didn't win a championship. And we got AI top 4 of all time. Some people got him top 3. In my order will always be, Jordan, Kobe, Wade, and AI, and then James Harden at 5th. You know, AI never won a championship, but AI by himself took a team, a bad team at that. I'm not gonna say that the team was bad. The team was more of the team around him was a more defensive team, and he was just like the main, offensive creator. So I'm not gonna really say a bad team, but compared to every finals team that went there, to me, he had like I respect all of them, but he had the worst supporting cast in terms of just offense. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like I just feel like it's just watered down. Like if you win a championship, that should matter. That should, get people motivated to win the championship and stuff. Like look at like what's going on. Like Westbrook is one of the greatest point guards ever. He my top 4, top 3. It's just that he wanted to go to a contender, and he couldn't. Especially now where most contenders they don't really have the money right now like they used to because of the new cap salary and all these aprons and all this stuff. So you have the greats that's looking to win championships. It's just sometimes they don't win it. But what I'm saying is that telling these young kids that's coming up, man, play to win. Everything gonna come. Later on, the new contract deals, the shoe deals, the endorsement deals, all that stuff gonna come later. But never let nobody tell you championships don't matter or all that stuff like that. Like I just feel like that's one of the reasons why sports in general, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, all that is watered down. And people would say, oh, baseball is different because you can still be the greatest ever, not win a championship. But you don't think that someone like a Mike Trout wouldn't just want to have at least one championship, on his resume, just to get that feeling to win the championship, holding that, that trophy. You know what I'm saying? What about who else? Like a James Harden, a Allen Iverson, a Dan Marino. Dan Marino is one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. If you really look at Dan Marino, and I'm, all my football heads, like, and even like the younger generation that's coming up, if y'all don't know nothing about Dan Marino, look him up. When you see Dan Marino, you be like, damn, I see Patrick Mahomes, I see Aaron Rodgers, I see Brett Favre, I see all these quarterbacks that's just throwing the ball right now. Matthew Stafford, Lamar Jackson, just the way Dan Marino flicked the ball back then in the 80s, 90s. The man's like the great grandfather of all these quarterbacks right now. He never won a championship. He only went to the Super Bowl one time, but never won. So yeah, man, like I will never be them type of people that be like, oh, championships don't matter and stuff. And I know it's a question, would you do this or would you do that? But I'm just like, even when you have a question like that, it's like you watering it down. You know what I'm saying? Like you would want to win a championship. Everybody want to win a championship at any level. Like imagine like an Adrian Peterson, like he would have want to feel how to win a national championship or win a Super Bowl. He's still gonna go down as one of the greatest running backs ever. Never won a championship, but you thinking you'll be stupid to think that this man don't think about that all the time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I wanted to talk about this. Next episode, college football coming up. I want to talk about the games, week 0, starting on starting on Saturday. Well, starting really on Thursday. You got FCS and all that, but I want to talk about preview the college football season. Talk about these games that's coming up this weekend. Yeah, it's football season, y'all. So I'm gonna try to do a couple episodes every week. Yeah, man, this be your boy DJ Anonymous with another episode of Sports Biz Music, the podcast, and I'm out. Peace.